I really feel like I'm giving Cat Valentine today, and it is like healing my inner child. Hello you guys, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you've come back, thank you so much. Today you guys, it is finally time to do our July TBR video. I cannot believe we are officially at the halfway point of this year. It is flying, it always is. I feel like I've got lipstick on my teeth. I can feel it, you know when you can feel it? Anyway, today you guys, I thought we could do something a little bit different, and you can sort of see what we are doing in the background there. I usually do this type of TBR video around Christmas time because I like to wrap them up in Christmas paper and sort of choose them with a random number generator. But I thought, you know, we could do a fun little variation of the unwrapping my TBR for the midway point of the year. So today you guys, I am going to get a spinning wheel to basically choose the books that I unwrap. So I've numbered them 1 to 12, and we're essentially just gonna have a go, and whichever number the wheel picks is the one we're gonna unwrap, and we'll see which books we are reading this month. So without further ado, you guys know the drill. Let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into the video. So you guys, before we get into today's video, there are a few books that I want to talk to you guys about that are on my TBR already. Like, they're not going to be part of the random selection. They are 2 books that I am definitely going to read this month because I really want to read them. So the first book is Metal Slinger, and this is by Rachel Schneider. I was actually very kindly sent this by Hachette a couple of days ago in preparation for its Australian release. I am so excited. The little scream that I let out when I saw this rock up at my door. So I'm very excited to read this. I know that this is honestly like one of the biggest romanticies at the moment, and I've heard that the plot twist at the end of this book has literally stooped everybody. Like, everyone has been so gagged when they read the plot twist of this book. I'm very excited. From the back, when I was looking at it yesterday, it's giving like pirates, or like it's this colony of people that like live on the ocean and like live on the water. So it literally says 1 boat, 1 bed, 1 jaw-dropping plot twist. I know it's gonna be good. 1 bed, 1 boat, that's a new one. So that is on my definite TBR. And of course, because I have been very scared to read this, I am going to be reading Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh. Now, I did finally read Taming 7 in June, so you guys will see that in my monthly reading wrap up, which is the video after this. I finally read Taming 7 because I was so scared to read it. Gibbsy is my favorite character in the series, and just because I'd heard such negativity around the book, I was so scared because I didn't want it to like taint my view of him. But I did finally read that book, and I'll tell you guys my thoughts on that in my wrap up video. So that being said, I am very excited to finish, I guess, and be up to date with the series and read Releasing 10. My hesitancy towards, I guess, going straight into this one is I've now just heard so many things, you know, after its release about how heavy and how this is like probably going to be the darkest book in the entire series so far. And for those who don't know or haven't read Boys I've Told Me Before, the themes that are discussed throughout the series are very serious and very heavy and very triggering. So taking a break is super important, and I've now been warned, thank you Charlie, for a few things in this book that I'm actually grateful I've been warned about, because I think I've now prepared myself to go into it. That being said, you're probably going, why are you reading this book if you're so scared to read it? I love the characters so much, and I don't even care. If I'm literally going to read anything that Chloe Walsh wants to write about these characters. So those are those 2. I will quickly touch on as well, in my book club this month, we are going to be reading a dark romance. If you guys would like to join, I will link all the info in the description box. We have a lot of fun over there. Every month I let you guys pick what theme, and I also let you guys, of course, choose the book that we read. So we are finalizing which dark romance it's going to be, because you guys felt like a dark romance this month. So if you want to be part of that vote, again, the information is in the description box. So I think it's about time that we get into these. The reasoning behind doing a TBR like this month, I don't know if I mentioned it in the intro, but I just feel like lately when I'm doing my TBR choosing videos, like I'm doing TBR jar prompts, things like that, so I'll end up just choosing a book that fits the prompt, obviously. However, I'm just finding when I get around to actually reading those books, because I am a mood reader, I look at my TBR for the month, I'm like, I don't want to read those books just because the prompts chosen them. Like, I know it's a great way to tackle the TBR, but I just don't want to read those books that I've ended up choosing. So what I've decided to do for this month is I've selected 12 books off of my physical TBR that I'm interested in reading soon. I grabbed 12 off the shelf there and wrapped them up, and those are going to be the ones that I've put into the spinning wheel, because we already have 2 plus the book club picks, so 3 books on the monthly TBR right now. I think we are going to choose 7 of these to give myself 10 to choose from over the month. I think we should just spin this wheel, shall we? So let's see what it picks. It is taking its time. Number 6. Okay, let's have a look what number 6 is. Oh, okay, I do know what this one is because it's literally ginormous. The rest are all like somewhat similar size, but this was the only one that was somewhat ginormous. So I do know what this one's gonna be. So let's open it. So the first book on the July TBR is going to be, and I'm so scared for this book, it is Silver Elite, okay? This is by Danny Francis. This blew up on the internet last month, I'd like to say, or month before. And I've just heard very, very mixed opinions on it. I've heard some people tell me it's like Divergent. I've heard some people say it's like Fourth Wing. I've heard some people say that it's like if Katniss, instead of hooking up with Peter, was like getting it on with one of the game makers. Like, I've heard so many different things about this book. And then funnily enough, I actually met up with some of the girls in an in real life book club that I am a part of. And one of them did mention to me that they absolutely loved this and it's a must, which is interesting. I also heard another one of my friends say the same. So I'm starting to now hear more positives than negatives, which is kind of nice. And of course, you should never sort of write a book off because of what somebody says. You should always go in on your own and form your own opinion. But it is kind of nice to now hear that there are some more positive reviews than negative. So let's read the back. Wren Darlington, very nice name, has spent her whole life in hiding, honing her abilities and aiding the uprising in small ways. On the continent, being modified means certain death, and Wren is one of the most powerful mods in existence. When one careless mistake places her in the hands of the enemy and she's forced to join their most elite training program, she's finally handed the perfect opportunity to strike a devastating blow from inside their ranks. But training for Silver Block can be deadly, especially when you're harboring dangerous secrets and living in close quarters with people who want you dead. Yeah, so this does, by the sound of it, feel like a Divergent type of initiation type of book. So I'm very interested. I actually really enjoy dystopian. I read a lot of dystopian when I was younger, and then I only recently read the Shatter Me series, and it is a genre that I really enjoy and I want to read more of. So I'm very happy that this was the first one that was picked. So book number 1 is Silver Elite. Okay, next book, let's see what it's gonna be. There are so many books in here that I'm like, I really want this book to get picked, and if it doesn't, I might cry. Next up we have book 4. Another one with my little purple wrapping. So let's see what it is. These size ones I can't remember because they're all the same, right? Ah, okay, this is cute, this is cute. So the next book that I have is called Tough Love, and this is by Alexandra Banks. I was actually very kindly sent this a couple of months ago. This is obviously a very cutesy small town cowboy romance series. I think she's also got some little bookmarks. Like, how cute is the art for these characters as well? I just think that is so cute. So she gave me a couple of bookmarks too. This is an indie Australian author, so it's always lovely to support local authors. So this says, Hudson Rawlins is the eldest of 4 sons and a chip off the old block. He doesn't do relationships. He is happy working the ranch and being left alone. Addie Howard has a 6-month contract as the new vet of Lewiston, Montana, and she has just been assigned as the ride-along vet for the Rosewood Ranch annual roundup, but she hasn't been on a horse since her horrific fall at the show jumping Olympic qualifiers. Ooh. When Addie's past seems to thrust them together, will Hudson finally crack and let her in? Or will the expectations his father for both of them mean things heat up just to shatter apart? I love this. This reminds me a lot of Training the Heart / like one of the Elsie Silver books in her first series, the Gold Rush Ranch series. So I know that the formula is something that I really enjoy, so I'm very excited to get into that one. So book number 2 is Tough Love. Okay, let's do book number 3. Number 10. Okay, let's see. How funny that we are literally just getting like all the purple ones. I haven't unwrapped any greens yet. They don't mean anything. I literally just split the 6 books into 2 piles. Anyway, let's open this one. Oh, okay. This is a book that I am so excited for because I haven't read dark romance in a really, really, really long time. So the third book on the TBR for this month is Pen Pal by JT Geisinger. I have heard such good things about this book, and it's just one that I've had on my shelf for a really long time. And then I did see one of my lovely friends on TikTok actually talk about this a couple of days ago, and I was like, okay, yeah, we are bumping this to the top of the TBR. I really don't know anything about this other than I believe it's about this lady whose husband passes away and maybe he left her letters or something like that. So let me read the back. It says, the first letter arrived the day my husband was buried. It was postmarked from the state penitentiary and it contained a single sentence: I'll wait forever if I have to. It was signed by Dante, a man I didn't know. Out of simple curiosity, I wrote back to ask him what exactly he was waiting for. His reply, you. I told the mystery man that he had the wrong woman. He said he didn't. I said we'd never met, but he said I was wrong. You guys, I have like full body goosebumps right now. This is crazy. Okay, we went back and forth exchanging letters every week that grew increasingly more intimate. Then one day the letters stopped. When I found out why, it was already too late. Why do I want to start this right now? Dante was on my doorstep. Why do I want to read this right now? Isn't it so amazing when you actually read the back of books that you just randomly get off the shelf? Like, isn't that so amazing? Dante was at my doorstep and nothing on earth could have prepared me for what happened next. Girl, be so for real. This sounds amazing. I might have to make this one of the options for the book club pick. And look, I know I don't like a cover with the man on it, but like, okay, book number 3 is Pen Pal. Okay, book number 4, shall we? Can you guys tell me what it is before I get it? What number is it? Number 8. Guys, we're getting all the purple paper. Why? Guys, none of these green books want to be picked. That is hilarious. Book number 8. She's nice and small. Guys, we're gonna have a really nice month genre-wise. Like, I did choose like a bunch of different ones, and so far we've got one of each of my like different genres. So the 4th book on this month's TBR is going to be When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. This is a thriller, and I've yet to read any thrillers by Lucinda Berry. I've heard such good things. I also have The Perfect Child on my physical TBR too, but I do want to save that for Halloween time. I just feel like it's going to be good. You guys will know that I have just found such a massive love of thrillers in the last 2 months. I always loved thrillers, like I read them as palette cleansers, but I feel like in the last 2 months they've become a massive part of like the overall like books I read for the month. Like I said, I might have read on average like 3 or 4 thrillers a year last year, but already this year I've probably read 8 or 9. Like, I'm just absolutely loving them. I just feel like, you know, I love romance and I love all those books like that, but sometimes I want a book that's gonna make me think, and thrillers really make me think. So this is called When She Returned. The only thing that I sort of think I know about this is that I think it's about cult. I don't know, let me read the back. It says, she disappears a wife and a mother. She comes home a stranger. Ooh, Katie Bennett vanished from a parking lot 11 years ago, leaving behind her husband and young daughter. When she shows up at a Montana gas station, clutching an infant and screaming for help, investigators believe she may have been abducted by a cult. Katie's return flips her family's world upside down. Her husband is remarried and her daughter barely remembers her. Kate herself doesn't look or act like she did before. While the family tries to help Kate reintegrate into society, they discover truths they've been hiding from each other about their own relationships, but they aren't the only ones with secrets. As the family unravels what happened to Kate, a series of shocking revelations shows that Kate's return is more sinister than any of them could have imagined. This sounds really interesting. I love like those thrillers where somebody either comes like re-enters back into society, or it's like an unknown identity, like they can't remember who they are or where they came from. I think those can be super interesting because the plot twists in those usually get me good. So book number 4 on the TBR is When She Returned. Okay, book number 5. Let's hope we can finally get one of the green books. Like, let's get an odd number, shall we? What are you gonna show me? 5, finally. Book number 5 for book number 5. How funny. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Again, I know what this one is because of the size of it. They don't make books this small anymore. The rest are all sort of the same size. I'm so excited to read this book. I know what it is. I forgot about it for such a long time. When I was looking at my shelves yesterday to like do this video and be like, what books do I want to read soon? I like remembered that I had this. Then I read the back and I was like, it's so good. So let's see what book number 5 ends up being. Book number 5 is The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. This is part of the 5th Avenue Rebels series. I'm so excited. You guys know I really love Regency, like historical romance. There is just something about them. I know that contemporary romances can be what people use as palette cleansers. I use these as palette cleansers because they are just so wholesome and silly, and they really transport you back to like another time and how they used to do things back then. And I know there's a lot of like, do you really want to be born in that century? Because like, of course, there's many times where I'm like, where's my Colin Bridgerton? Like, you know what I mean? Let me read you the back of this. And again, you guys know whenever I like, whenever I do my little Regency romances, there's a running theme of the types of things I like. I like to copy paste, okay? I really do. So if you pick up some similarities between this book and the other books I usually read. A first-rate scoundrel, a desperate wallflower, lessons in seduction, a woman with a plan. Shy heiress Alice is tired of being overlooked by every bachelor. Something has to change, else she'll be forced to marry a man whose only desire is her fortune. She needs to become a siren, a woman who causes a man's blood to run hot, and she's just met the perfect rogue to help her. Lessons from a rake. Christopher Kit Ward has plans, serious plans that do not involve an innocent spinster. But when Alice comes to him with a trade that's too good to refuse, Kit finds himself giving carnal lessons to the most beguiling wallflower he's ever met. And what's more, he's enjoying himself. Will fortune favour the bold? Their bedroom instruction grows passionate, and Alice is a much better pupil than Kit had ever anticipated. When the society gentlemen start to take notice, Kit has to try to win Alice in other ways, but is he too late to win her heart? Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Okay, it's Colin and pen, but in a different color. You know what I mean? Like, that is what I want. I'm so excited to read this. There are quite a few books in this series and I do have them up on my shelf. For some reason, I haven't been able to find the first book. So book number 5 is The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shoup. Okie dokie, book number 6 is book number 7. Okay, we're finally getting the odd numbers. This is like literally like when you get a birthday present or a Christmas present and you're like, what is it? I wonder what it could be. It feels like a hardback. I don't know if I put any other hardbacks in this stack, but it definitely feels like a hardback. So let's open up book number 7. Oh, guys, my electrolytes are here. My electrolytes have arrived. Guys, you don't understand. Okay, I'm a Pots girly. I survive on my electrolytes, okay? Hold on, I might have to go and get the door. Guess what, guys? It wasn't my electrolytes. It was a fine for not paying a toll. Love that for me. Okay, let's keep opening this. Okay, another thriller. I have If Anything Happens to Me by Lucinda Rice. Sorry, Luann Rice. We had Lucinda Berry. This is Luann Rice. I recently bought this in a little book shopping video where I had random TBR prompts choose the books that I buy. And I sort of wanted to buy books that I had never heard of before. Like that was sort of one of the goals, I guess, of that trip as well. And I actually found this in the young adult section, which you guys know is foreign to me. I don't like it. But like, look at that cover. Be so for real. And I think I mentioned this in the video too. In Australia, we don't tend to get a lot of hardcovers. Like we get everything in paperback first and then like special editions or whatnot come in the hardback afterwards. So to get a hardback was really nice. This one says, it's been 8 months since the body of Eloise Parrish was found in the woods. And this was like young adult and I'm like, what? Anyways, Eloise's surviving sister, Ollie, is numb with grief, but Ollie's also angry. Her sister's killer was never caught. There are no leads, no clues, and the case is growing cold. And there's nothing Ollie can do until she finds another girl left for dead in the exact spot Eloise's body was found. Only this girl is alive. She has no memory of what happened to her, but Ollie is certain she's the key to solving Eloise's murder. Joining forces, the two girls begin to unravel the mystery. Their investigation leads them around Ollie's idyllic hometown and deeper into danger. Ollie starts to wonder who she can trust and how much she'll risk to learn the truth. Like, be so for real. And then look on the back. There's like a picture of like a bird's nest with a crumpled up note inside. I just think it's going to sound really good. It's also super short again. I was planning to read this in my last 24-hour reading vlog, but I ran out of time. So I'm very, very, very keen to get onto this. So book number 7, If Anything Happens to Me. And book number 7. I'm so excited, you guys. Let's have a look. Book number 9. Okay. I don't remember what this is, to be honest, but this is book number 9. Let's see what it is. Ah, I know what this is. This is such a cute little book that I just found randomly a couple of months ago and I've never seen this author before. It was a really cute cover. It is called My Big Fat Fake Marriage. This is by Charlotte Stein. It just looks so like, look, you guys know this is going to be the cutest little cozy book. Like the man has a mustache for God's sakes. Okay. I don't know. The cover reminded me of like those books that were really popular in like 2022. You know what I mean? So let me read you the back. It says, could fake dating lead to real feelings? You guys know I love fake dating, okay? It says, Connie Evans has always distrusted nice guys. In her experience, they're just waiting to reveal some horrible secret. And then she meets big, adorable Henry Samuel Beckett. Sweet, a lover of bow ties, and so cheery she struggles to believe he's real. That is until Beck calls Connie to tell the secret beneath his sunny surface. He's been single all his life. Guys, I know this is gonna be so good. But somehow he seems to have told everyone at work that he's married And when Connie can't help but defend him, she ends up being the wife he doesn't have. Now they're on a writing retreat together, surrounded by people convinced they can't be for real. Both of them sure that these people are right, until they have to share their first kiss, their first touch, their first time together in one bed, side by side every night. As this simmering tension builds, something has to give. Could it be her heart? I don't know what it is. I love the inexperienced guy trope. It's one of my favorite things ever. I love when it's like a gentle giant and he's just like super quiet, like the nerdy. I just love it so much. I know this is going to eat. Okay, I know this is going to eat. So let's unwrap one more. Let's unwrap one more. You know, guys, I went through all this, trouble to wrap all these beautiful books. Like I can't just leave 5 here. Lucky last book on the TBR is number 11. Okay, a nice big boy. Let's see. I'm so excited to read this book. The lucky last book in our July TBR is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I have put this book off, and guys, before I even get into this, I'm an Ali Hazelwood stan. I have read every single book that she releases. I just love them so much, okay? I feel like she can do no wrong in my eyes. However, I did hear that this has a massive age gap, and I am not a fan of like age gap. Okay, look, I know you guys know that I love Birthday Girl, which is a 19-year age gap, but I don't care, okay? This book has a 23-year-old girl and a 38-year-old man, and I don't know how many years that is, but I'll put it on the screen. So I did sort of buy this and then just like put it off, but I've now been seeing 5-star after 5-star after 5-star, and I'm going, of course, it's Ali Hazelwood, like let's be so for real. So I'm very intrigued to read this now. So the back says, Maya is 23 and is still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor is 38 and Maya can't stop thinking about him. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman, successful biotech guy and struggling grad student, brother's best friend and the girl he never knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life, but not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. I love that! When Maya's brother decides to get married in What? She and Connor end up stuck in a romantic Sicilian villa for over a week. There on the beautiful Ionian beach, between ancient ruins, delicious food and natural caves, Maya realizes that Connor might be hiding something from her. And as the destination wedding begins to erupt out of control, she decides that a summer fling might just be what she needs, even if it is a problematic one. It sounds good. It sounds cute. I just hope with this one that the whole plot doesn't become the we can't be together because it's too much of an age gap. Like, I don't want that. So I'm hoping that it's not that. So should I quickly show you guys the ones that weren't chosen? I think I should. Let's unwrap them. The books that did not get chosen were books 1, 2, 3, and 11, funnily enough. So book number 1 was Half a Soul by Olivia Atwitter. Book number 2 was Sunlight by Devney Perry. Book number 3, Dear Reader by Tate James. I was actually really keen to read this one, but it's okay. And book number 12, which was, it was Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. That's okay. That's okay. We'll read them another time. All right, you guys. So we have our July TBR. Let me quickly rapid fire through them again. So we have Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I'm very excited to finally get into my dystopian era again. I do really like these books, as I said, so very keen for that. We then have Tough Love because Is It a Bell TBR if I do not have a cowboy yeehaw good time on there? No. Very keen to read this as well. Then we had Pen Pal by JT Geisinger. I'm so excited for this. You guys saw the like reaction that just reading the blurb like got out of me, so I know that this is going to be priority after I finish Metal Slinger. I have When She Returned, which I know is going to be a nice quick little in-between book. We had The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. It's giving me all my Colin and Penn realness vibes, so I'm gonna eat it up. I also love the like bedroom lessons trope too in any romance capacity. We have If Anything Happens to Me by Luann Rice. Again, another little thriller that I'm gonna love. I have My Big Fat Fake Wedding, which again I was screaming about. It's also so short. I really need to read this and I need to read it soon. And finally, Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. Alrighty, you guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking through all the way to the end. If you did, I really, really appreciate it. What are you guys planning to read in July? I would love to know. And if you happen to have read any of the books that I chose for this month, which one do you guys think I should bump to the top of my TBR? As always, if you guys aren't already, you're more than welcome to follow me on my socials. I'll leave my handles on the screen and down in the description box. And if you'd like to, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel. and make sure you are hitting that notification bell. That way you're notified each time a brand new video goes up. As I said, you guys, the next video on my channel is going to be my June reading wrap up. I'm very excited to talk to you guys about the books that I read in June. We had a lot of different things going on and I'm very excited, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. I really, really appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having a lovely day or lovely night, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye.